So everyone loves the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is what you're watching this on, but it's just received a software update, a firmware update that adds a couple new features. And one of those features I am very interested in. It supposedly adds a different type of zoom, and it's sort of like a new lens, like a virtual lens if you like, that retains the 4K resolution but while being zoomed in. Now obviously this doesn't have optical zoom, so it's going to be doing something clever with the pixels, with the sensor, to retain the resolution but while also kind of cropping in a sense. So I haven't updated the firmware on this camera that you're watching this on just yet, so I'm going to film something a little far away and zoom in on it and see what the resolution looks like, see what the noise looks like, and then I'm going to update the firmware and film the same thing from the same distances and compare the footage and see if it actually makes any difference. So this is a note that I received for a recent amplifier that was sent in for repair. So I'm just going to go gradually backwards, getting it further and further away from the camera, and see how it looks over time. So this is as far away as I'm going to go from it, and this is cropped in on editing software, so I haven't zoomed with the camera. This is currently zoomed in afterwards just by cropping in on the editing software. Now I'm going to zoom in on the camera just to see if that makes any difference. So this is the camera's own digital zoom, and it can only go up to 2 times. So I'm just curious as to whether that makes any difference on how clear it looks when cropped in when using digital zoom in the editing software. Okay, now let's update the firmware and see how it looks different. Okay, so now I've just updated the firmware, and this is using the new virtual lens. So I'm going to do the same thing where we come all the way back to this point here and see if that's any easier to read. No idea if it is, because I can't see based on the small screen, but we're just going to compare it here in the editor, and these are the results.